Okay, as promised, we're gonna go ahead and do this whole Secret Service phone call and everything. Give a little update. For those uninitiated, hello, my name is Joshua Granger, or you can call me Nicholas Grant if you prefer. Um, you might not know who I am. You probably don't know who I am. Most of you, that's because I tend to keep a low profile. Basically, I'm the guy who invented the world tracking grid, color coded world tracking grid, and uploaded to Shib Army a long time ago. Uh, my new details is one during that 2021 segment that's been uploaded to the internet. There's a name missing inside my quote unquote family. That name would be Blind Meat Shield. Another one would be Brian. So yeah, that is proof of the validity of my claims. What we're going to be doing here today is I'm going to show you all the evidence that I have, the fact that I actually have it. It's been ran through Congress many times, metal detectors, everything. I've been to the House of Representatives, I've been to the Senate, I've called the FBI, I've contacted the Capitol Police. The Capitol Police have actually looked at the evidence and seen that I have the evidence, and nobody wants to do anything. So today we'll be calling the Secret Service, but I figured I'd just give you an update before we start and let y'all see the evidence before I actually show y'all the call process proving that I have indeed called them. I have the number looked up already. I have the phone ready to go. It'd probably be about a 30-40 minute process, I'm guessing, maybe more. But I got plenty of time on this recording to take care of it using a separate phone so that they can't play any games with the screen recorder. Tested this phone just before getting started to make sure that the microphone was indeed active and working. So yeah, let's get into it. So 2022, where did we leave off on that whole biography thing? What I found next scared me, terrified me more than anything ever had in my entire life, or something to that effect. Well, basically what I found was instructions on how to train college kids and whatnot to be cyberbullies, and not just that, but to cover their tracks by using a certain Wi-Fi, using alternate device, using alternate accounts. It was all set up by the federal government. It says so right on their page. The Department of Defense, the U.S. federal government, the mainstream media, Department of Education, social media, Twitter, YouTube, Microsoft, and Facebook were the founding members, but they also had a lot of other members. We'll get to that later. I got a little proof on them. Some being Amazon, Pinterest, Airbnb, Discord, a few others. I've collected evidence of them over the years and uploaded. But anyway, yeah, so I found this all around, say, mid-August 2022. And during that time, spent about a week or two being scared, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Just hiding out and thinking and everything. And talking to friends and seeing what was going to go down. And then I just decided to fucking knuck up or buck up. And so I opened up the notes section on my PC. A gaming PC that I bought, I want to say around 2019, had built by Dell. And so I wrote a note out and I clipped it to where I could upload it as a meme, so to speak, because I'd heard about the meme wars and whatnot and how they use that to pass names. So I figured if you can use a meme to pass information, well, why not just use a out-and-out direct note? And basically, I asked for help. Then posted note just said, I need help. It listed my credentials, which was the fact that I was attached to the 10th Special Forces Group Airborne between 2006 2008. I specialized in information systems operation and / analyzing them, and I had a modifier to my MOS that was in defensive messaging. The MOS would read 25 Bravo Delta 2 Sierra 1. That's what I got out with shortly after getting back from Iraq. But anyway, yeah, so I went into the spiel about I was having a hard time getting information online because I wasn't very active with social media. I have the note saved, actually. I had it for a long time. At least the renewed version of it. There was a simpler version, but I made it a little more complicated as the weeks went by to make it easier to pass and a little more understandable. But, so said I need help. Said about the 25 Bravo thing. Mentioned that I never voted before in the high studied psychology, and I simply signed it with, sincerely, a U.S. veteran. And after, clipping images directly from the GIFCT website and whatnot. I just started spamming the internet with it, especially that note. And what I did was basically I aimed at any post that was brand new and that had millions of followers. Typically Fox News, CNN, things like that. But the object was to catch it so fast and so new that people would be getting to that information, and the censors wouldn't have enough time to catch everybody. And to my surprise, after bullying enough censors, mentioning that I was collecting evidence on them and storing it, I managed to get about 40 to 70,000 people, as far as I could tell from the impressions. This was back when impressions weren't listed on Front Street. Elon magically made that happen later on. You have to ask him why that is. But yeah, back in the day, I used to just go into analytics and check the impressions, and that's how I could tell if censorship was happening. Fun fact, I actually caught an image of them one time turning back my impressions. In mid-act, I caught them turning it from 1 or 10, I believe it was. I forget the number, I'll be ain't gonna lie to you, but they actually turned the number back to a 0. I actually seen it. Problem was I took a still image, and so this was before I started dabbling in the whole video recording process. But anyway, yeah, so collected my 40, 70,000 people. We established rules about how you never directly contact me or one of my accounts. And basically, I started breaking down all the information I found within the GIFCT's members resource tab. From there, well, just a steady onslaught of against censorship and GIFCT trolls and whatnot, breaking through and everything. There was an interesting point in time where we weren't getting through, and so I loaded everything up onto several thumb drives and hard drives and whatnot, and I took a phone that didn't have service, and I went for a long walk, and I made it known that I was going for a long walk without my phone on me, without my working phone. I had several phones, still do, as you'll see shortly. And I mentioned that I'd be handing it by hand to people who I knew or didn't know, and getting the information out there. So yeah, I went for my long walk. I dropped the thumb drives in the hands and whatnot. People I won't mention, but they know who they are. And lo and behold, I got back. I was kind of tired. You know, I brought that one phone that didn't have service on it because I figured they wouldn't have the number for it or a way to track it. And also because I like to jam when I walk, you know, so I wanted music. So yeah, so I took my music and the thumb drives and I put them in the hands. Well, I come back, I was kind of tired, so I smoked me a joint and everything, and you know, caught some sleep. And when I woke up that day after that walk, Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan, confessing to how he helped censor the Hunter Biden laptop scandal on social media and everything. I don't know if he was trying to make good or what. Back then, I never even thought about it. That's something I come to think of in later days. As is, we'll get to something else, irregardless of the fact he's been engaging in censorship still, so it's kind of a moot subject, but yeah, we'll get to that. So anyway, yeah, we kept doing this back and forth, bullying our way through the system and everything, Elon purchasing Twitter, this and that, and so right around 2023, the start of, they announced that they were going to be rescinding the COVID-19 vaccine. That's because we had led an onslaught and we're doing the censorship and mentioning everything. They actually did this whole GIFCT thing. I have a spill I've already uploaded online. It's how they stole the 2020 election. It's how they propagated the whole COVID-19 scandemic. Got evidence of all that stored and disseminated and uploaded online here and there. Got so many accounts and everything. I don't really like to talk about all of them because I was the starting kickoff point, the tip of the spear, so to speak, which I didn't even know I was doing, to be honest, which is why it took me so long to do the things I've been doing recently, like coming out the closet, so to speak, because I didn't think about anything I did. I was just trying to do the right thing, if that makes sense. And so when they lifted the COVID-19 lockdowns, I walked into the sunset because I figured y'all had better people to handle the issues, and that y'all wouldn't like the fact that I did drugs. Drug free right now, just where the validity of my claims can't be denied based on that fact alone. But I got a 156 IQ, and I studied, although I don't hold a, what you call that, fancy degree, a piece of toilet paper with my name written on it, inscribed on it by some fancy institution of higher learning. I got about a doctorate in several different, just in knowledge. We'll say a doctorate of knowledge. So after they rescinded the COVID-19 vaccines, start 2023, I dipped off into the sunset, never thinking twice about what I did. Certainly didn't think it would warrant any of the things that would take place later on. What I did for the rest of 2023 was I just kept tracking billionaires and giving it out to my friends and family and whatnot, information on how to track their market movements. I didn't bother to go into my 99.8% accuracy range because I really wanted to study it from a zoomed out perspective, a macro viewpoint, if you will, and learn how the system worked like that, because as I stated in the biography, I built the thing entirely on accident. I was just slapped out of my mind on meth and weed and somehow put it together because I had color-coded training from my years in tech with the U.S. Army and a love of mathematics, and I studied finances for 6 months, and plus I was raised by a family of criminals, so I've known how to break the law better than most policemen know how to protect it long before the Army ever asked me to do my first push-up. So just kept collecting money and everything around the end of 2023, October, shortly before the market started moving up, coincidentally, and right after I'd taken a loan out. My father passed away. And so, I just kept trading myself in the market and the money laundering and everything. Then, I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure somebody killed my father, the overdose and everything. Too many data points. They say if you have 3 data points or more, it's no longer a coincidence. But I don't really have direct proof of that. So we're going to stick to that just being a gut feeling at this point. Now we can get on to the fun part. 2024. 2024, the election was coming up at the end of the year. And I could tell the GIFCT was still a thing. In fact, I went and checked on the website and found that it had been revamped completely to where you couldn't access the member resource tab anymore. And they had hidden much of the information that I managed to clip. By the way, nothing I did was illegal. All I did was clip images from a publicly available website. That was I didn't have to dig. I didn't have to break into their system or anything. They were just too arrogant and left everything right out on Front Street. Where were we? Yeah, so 2024, the election's coming in. I'm seeing y'all still arguing and not making headway. And so I decided to write a longer version to explain the GIFCT's origin and whatnot. Started off with I need help again because I knew it had worked in the past. And I came out of the closet and, so to speak, put my real name to it for the first time in my life. And spread it because I figured by so many people knowing, because I already had disseminated the information, apparently we had contacted it. The group had grown to millions and millions and millions of people at this time, and I hadn't become none the wiser because, as I said, when it all finished, I just dipped off into the sunset. I'm just a piece of po white trash from bumfuck Louisiana, so the idea that someone like me did anything noteworthy just never crossed my mind. Never thought to think twice about it. And so shortly after releasing the note, I come to find out that somebody had bought my town, Lafayette, Louisiana, right out from under me, and had been watching me and keeping guard over me, and some of them just keeping me contained. In fact, I found out the containment part when I tried to leave, and I had a carousel of people escort me, cars and everything, and then I got broken off from them and ended up in nothing but a pair of shorts as I walked through the path of Louisiana. I could tell it was an antagonistic move because someone threw sharp rocks all over the place, and I know it was done intentionally because it was done only on the places on the side of the road, and a bike of one of the people who was telling me dirt bike kind of deal. Maybe not a dirt bike, but it had the dirt bike look to it. It passed by, and it jumped ahead of me. And through all the little sharp rocks, because I was barefoot at the time, I'd been walking about 45 miles at this point, maybe 50. I'm not certain. You could see the tire tracks running through the rocks where they had scattered the rocks through. I also know it was a military operation of some sort, because when I got to Mamou and finally managed to contact someone to intercept me, someone I knew, I seen a military peel-off in Mamou, Louisiana, on Ponciana Avenue. Now, you may not know much about Mamou, Louisiana, but this is a town about 1 square mile that you can spit across, basically. It has a very low population. It's pretty big during Mardi Gras or whatnot, but to see half a dozen or more cars split off with military precision, both left and right, because at that point I had proven during their pursuit of me that I didn't mind going right to go left or going left to go right, to keep them confused. To see them with military precision just dart off in opposite direction because they didn't know where I was going or which house I was going to was pretty much confirmation. But later on, being tailed and followed in the censorship would later go on to confirm. This explains how. The reason I'm going into all this, by the way, is to explain how I cataloged all this evidence. Anyway, I was pretty shook when I finally got to where I was outside of Eunice, Louisiana. It took me a couple months to kind of shake back, I ain't gonna lie. I've been Truman Show, basically. People watching me had no idea of it. Never thought twice about it. So, yeah, it kind of threw me off. Which y'all made clear that y'all wanted Trump and felt like he was the one who could bring back what y'all were looking for. So I did my best to make that happen, even though I don't vote. I never really endorsed him. Most I said was go ahead and vote for him because Kamala Harris had already proven she was a traitor. I had to do with all kind of antagonists and everything online because nobody, because I've been compartmentalized and I was at the center of it, full compartmentalization. The rules was always that they would send teams of people using outside accounts, phones, whatever, to my profile, and then those people would disseminate accordingly. And so a lot of people didn't know who I was, and by the time I proved it, boy, people got scared. It was a lot of fun seeing Charlie Kirk show up with his 5 o'clock shadow, scared to death that the liberals were taking over. I'm not liberal, I'm not conservative, I'm not politically affiliated, I don't vote, I don't give a fuck to vote, because I've known it was all bullshit from a young age. But anyway, we did the damn thing, we got Trump elected through vigilance and all that other stuff, gave y'all what y'all wanted. It was a gift, by the way, in case you ain't noticed, the fact that y'all got the House of Representatives and the Senate and, the presidency, and it just happened to be Republican, but just by a slight margin, besides the Trump thing. It was a gift. Y'all didn't win that. We gave it to you. Because we needed y'all to have full control to undo the things that y'all didn't want to do. But I come to see pretty early on that y'all were just interested, the Republicans, when I say y'all at this point, in bad-mouthing the liberals and everything, not fixing anything. Nobody mentioned anything about the Patriot Act. Nobody mentioned anything about the GIFCT.org. Nobody mentioned anything about the money laundering that I could prove irrefutably, which I come to find out was actually one of the main reasons why they haven't, really locked me up or anything, is because they want my technology. The fact that I can track markets with a 99.8% accuracy is apparently a valuable tool. Apparently, I understand the financial markets better than 99% of the people on the planet. I didn't know that. I don't think about shit like that. I just know things. I just do things. Just a normal nigga who likes weed, basically. Like my French. You got a problem with me using that word, it might slip out occasionally. I apologize if it offends your delicate natures, but it's not my fault you think of black people when you hear that word, because that's not what it means where I come from. It means dude, bruh, man. Basically, it's a colloquialism, but that's besides the point. Anyway, noticing there was censorship and everything, I went ahead and around Christmas, let's get to the point. I tried to turn state evidence about mid-November. Went to the police station, and with my computer, the one I use for the GIFCT, everything and all that. This is after they locked me up in a mental institute back in the beginning the first half of 2024 because they wanted to talk. They had operatives waiting there, and we had a discussion and whatnot. But nobody ever told me much of anything, and so I to this day I don't know if I'm working with good guys, bad guys, or nothing, because like I'm just so in the dark. And it's one of the reasons why I get so frustrated. I don't know if I'm doing good. I have no set of rules to know whatnot. So I just do what the fuck I do since nobody wants to talk to me. It makes no sense for me. Like, I get it back when we're doing the GIFCT thing, but look, whenever somebody's bought out my town twice, Ville Platte and Lafayette, by the way, in case you're wondering, another location that I moved to, and the government has sent operatives and everything, and like the cat's out the bag. It makes no sense that somebody in a world where pen, paper, and a big lighter exists that I can burn notes after reading, that nobody bothered to give me an update in full to where I could actually prevent myself from giving out delicate information. No, instead people lied to my face incessantly. So yeah, let's move on. You have to apologize for the sporadic nature of events. I don't plan things like this. I just like to do it off the cuff, fly by the seat of my pants, if you will. So, yeah, I tried to turn state evidence. I contacted the local authorities and the sergeant. He went into the back room and contacted some higher-ups and everything. And they lied to me, basically. And they brought me and my PC to a Department of Veteran Affairs mental facility and took me in against my will. During that time, I have proof, because I have 450 images I collected around Christmas and beyond, showing censorship and showing that somebody was accessing my PC during the time I was in that mental facility. I don't know if you know much about mental facilities, but they do not let you cart around gaming PC towers with them. So yes, I have proof that somebody was accessing my browser at the very least, if not my computer, which was supposed to be locked up in storage. There's a lot of other small details that I'm bypassing, but I'm trying to kind of get it brief to where we can move on to the part where I call the Secret Service and everything. That's going to be the goal of this video. So yeah, I collected the 450 images. During that time, as proof, during the time in the mental facility when they were using my PC and whatnot, they issued 2 citations. I actually posted something online where I used it as a chess move to show that I didn't mind whether or not I went to court, because if you put me next to a stenographer, it wasn't going to work out good for them. Well, lo and behold, when the court dates came, they magically disappeared and nobody wanted me to go to court anymore. And so after collecting a bunch of evidence and everything, I packed up and I went to Washington, D.C. Look, guys, I might run out of space on this phone during this thing. I wasn't planning on going on this. But basically, when I got to Washington, D.C., and I've been here for about a month now, I noticed that people knew who I was, and people in Congress. And I've been to the Senate, I've been to Congress, checked out the Department of Justice. You need to make an appointment to talk with the Department of Justice. I contacted the FBI, Capitol Police. Nobody wants to do anything. Today I'm going to contact the Secret Service and let y'all see me doing it. Not sure if it'll show the whole process or whatnot, because it says I'm running low on time, but that's a pretty good update of everything. Kidnapping, destruction of evidence, money laundering. They basically, like I said, somebody out there really wants my technology. The fact that I haven't shown them how to do it on the 1 to 5 minute ratio. I've only shown them the long-term aspects. Yeah, somebody really wants my technology. And slash R, they wanted to use the clout I didn't even know I had. Apparently, when you do a lot of altruistic acts that you never talk about, and you accidentally help save the world from a bunch of rich fucks who are trying to take it over, you get access to a lot of loyalty that I didn't even know I had. I said I never really thought about shit like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much a wrap-up. I've been in Washington, D.C. for about a month now. Nobody's trying to change anything. In fact, they've tried to set me up 2 or 3 times already, including my state, which makes sense because they fought like hell to keep me from leaving Louisiana. And Senator Kennedy's office actually tried to, pick a fight with me because I showed them that I had the evidence. So that makes no sense. I mean, it makes perfect sense if you had something to do with keeping everything quiet and slash or telling the police to lock me up. But there's other instances that are harder to prove. But yeah, I'm really good at what I do. was raised by manipulators and everything. And I could tell when people were playing games. And basically, besides other details that I won't point out because once again, I don't know who's good and who's bad, and I don't want to get somebody unnecessarily hemmed up if they're fighting a good fight, so to speak. I come here unarmed. I have no explosives, no nothing like that. But all right, here's a real quick. We'll go through the catalog of evidence too. Besides the 2 tickets, here's a cell phone. It has 450 images on it that shows censorship, irrefutably so, shows hackers accessing my PC and this and that, videos, this and that, you know, blah, blah, blah. Just a lot of video documentation. Here I have a computer that's in mid-hack. See this wire? It was delivered by Amazon.com. And I got told from a ally, so to speak, that particular wire could be an NSA device used for hacking. Well, lo and behold, when I got this phone fixed, I went ahead and plugged it up to this cord, and when charging it, I found it had 2 bars through experimentation because I couldn't turn it on, and it was at 63%, I want to say, and so I plugged it into a different charger, and lo and behold, I had 2 different charging bars, and so it leads me to believe that they first charging bar was 63% hack, and the second charging bar was how much battery went up to. So yeah, I got this. That's in addition to the 450 images and the 2 citations that prove that somebody was using my PC whenever I was locked up. And I put the PC out in the wild before I left to make sure that I didn't have all evidence of everything that went down in one place. PC has same documentation on it, the pictures, this and that, clippings, also as proof through the MAC address and everything that I am who I say I am, that the whole GIFCT cyber campaign originated with me doing the damn thing, so to speak, way back when. Other people did try to blow the lid off the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. However, they missed the part where they were giving out explicit instructions to college kids and volunteers on how to avoid getting caught and everything. And the reason they were able to do that was because you had to read through the boring parts and get near the bottom that most people wouldn't bother reading because, most people don't read terms of service. Why would they bother reading all the way through a website? Well, when you got to the bottom of the member resource tab is where you find the interesting stuff. But yeah, on this hard drive here is an image of that PC, as well as copies of all the files and everything that I had stored on it over the years. So yeah, that's the evidence I have besides my own personal testimony. Joshua Paul Granger or Granger, whichever you prefer as far as it. Speaking, most of y'all might know me as Nicholas Grant or Nikki G or Grant Nichols, or I have so many names. But yeah, that's about it for the story time part of it. Let's get to calling the Secret Service, shall we? Okay, here you can see I have my phone. I use 2 different phones just to make sure they don't play no funny business with the microphones. If you look, you can see that I've looked up Secret Service. Sorry if the phone's a little dirty. There's the phone number options, so we're going to go ahead and call it. It says the phone number using Google is for headquarters is 202-406-8800. Going to hit call. I hit call. Don't you start. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you gotta actually show them they're being recorded and everything to get Google to do stuff because they were, because they own YouTube, they're part of the GIFCT. Yeah, let's go ahead. 202-406-8800. Let's calling speaker.
Secret Service.
Yes, sir. My name's Joshua Paul Granger. I'm here in Washington, D.C. I have a bunch of evidence of a national security nature in which it might prove that the president has corrupt individuals in his cabinet. I've been trying to get in contact with somebody who would do anything. I've contacted the FBI. I've been kidnapped a couple times. It's a lot, man. My apologies. But yeah, I have a bag full of evidence that I've been trying to present to somebody to do something with, and nobody wants to do anything. I've talked to Congress, senators, not you know, went to their offices. I've tried to make appointments. I've talked to the Capitol Hill Police. They verified the evidence. Let me stop talking now and let you buzz in, because
yeah, sir. Can you describe this evidence? I mean, not exactly what you have, but
yeah, no, I got a hard drive that proves that I was the one who launched the campaign on the GIFCT, the cyber campaign that ended the COVID-19 lockdowns. I have evidence of money laundering. I have 450 images that prove big tech censorship. I have a phone that's been hacked using a NSA device, an NSA design device. Got the phone in mid-hack. I also got 2 citations from when I tried to turn state evidence while living in the state of Louisiana.
sir, is this all open source information?
Yeah, actually, I didn't do any. Nothing was gathered illegally. Everything was publicly available. I didn't have to do no hacking, no nothing of that nature. They just, you know, really bad at their jobs, and they got a little arrogant.
Okay, well, I've noted all that you said. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you much. All right. There you go. You can see they didn't even ask for my phone number. They didn't ask for an address. They didn't ask where I was in Washington, D.C. They're not trying to fix anything. They know who I am. They've known when I got here. They've known how long I've been here. They've known my every move, basically. We're within the confines of a tyrannical government that wants you to believe it's not happening. Millions of you out there already know from my evidence I've uploaded in the past that I'm not lying one bit. I have nothing to gain from this. In fact, my life's been hell from doing it. They say no good deed goes unpunished. Well, I don't know about good deeds or whatnot. I'm never going to be what society deems to be a good man, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. But basically, my life's been hell, and my crimes have been that I taught y'all how to prove that people were stealing money, and I've taught y'all how to avoid a government censorship program that was used to steal an election and to basically they tried to enslave the entire planet. For these crimes and the fact that they want my technology, they've made my life a living hell, including torture and a few other things that, you know, just rather not go into. But, yeah, I told you I'd be uploading. Sorry about the sporadic nature of the conversation. I don't know what else more to tell y'all. I could answer questions and everything, but what would be the point? I wouldn't know who was asking, and I'm here on I Street at an abandoned homeless shelter. Been here pretty much the whole month. They know where I've been. They know I'm here. They actively monitor my phone. So if they really wanted to talk or collect this evidence, they would have by now. I mean, I'd say give them 72 hours after I upload this. Maybe they'll actually make a move for once, but no, they're actively trying to prevent me from telling the truth, and truth that was not gotten through any illegal means whatsoever. The only illegal thing I've done is drugs, you know, weed and meth mainly, which I used to supplement my ADD medication because it was cheaper and easier to get, and I didn't have to lie to a psychiatrist to get it. But I'm clean. I take blood tests, urine sample, hair sample. You can see that I've been clean for, besides the month I've been out here, a couple weeks before I left. I made sure to do so they couldn't, you know, attack the veracity of my claims. Also, I haven't touched pot since June 1st, 2024. And man, I love weed. It'd be a lot less stressful if I could get high. I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah, this concludes your update. I don't know anything else more I could tell. Well, I know a lot more I could tell y'all. A lot more. Tons more. But I can't tell y'all because somebody out there wants my technology, and I need to make sure this shit goes public before I can do anything else. I don't know what to do. I just know that even the allies inside Senate and House of Representatives, they're not trying to help because they hide behind closed doors. And like I said, I'm really good at manipulation. I know when games are being played, and nobody is trying to do anything. Got evidence of money laundering. I got evidence of big tech censorship. I got evidence of a global takeover. All of this could be done under the RICO statute, which says that if you can charge one member of a criminal conspiracy with a felony, you can charge all members of a criminal conspiracy with a felony. And, inside the Constitution, I believe it's under Article 15, they have an annotation. I want to say it's the fifth one. I could be wrong. I guess it's been a while since I looked at it. But it says that Congress can be charged with a crime for inciting mass panic. Well, they knew that COVID-19 was 66% less deadly than the annual flu. They knew it without a doubt. They had all the information. They scared y'all and everything using the GIFCT to cyberbully y'all into believing y'all were all going to die. They intentionally incited mass panic. Besides that, they tried to take over the goddamn world. So if these don't count as felonies, I don't know what does. They didn't try to steal a bag of chips off the counter. They didn't try to steal somebody's wallet. They didn't smoke a joint out in public. They tried to take over the goddamn planet. And there's legal precedent to arrest them all. Everyone involved. Basically anybody who signed off on that damn $20 trillion that they stole. And like I said, I can prove it all. The only reason they haven't, they've shot presidents for less than what I've done. The only reason they haven't done nothing is because they're scared. They know that I have global allies and that they have no way of tracking all the good guys. And so they have no way of shutting it up. And that if I die, it literally confirms that they're trying to keep it a secret. But at this point, I've grown tired. And I just want to know somebody's actually going to do something. Instead of just hiding behind my shadow, stealing my intellectual property. I've put out legislation reform. I've explained how to end the censorship. What do? They take the things that they like and they delete my fucking intellectual property. They stop y'all from reading articles that I had to re-upload explaining the money laundering process. My life has been hell. And that's okay. There are worse reasons to go through what I went through. The cost of liberty has always been high. Freedom was never free. Just ask any soldier. You guys take it easy. If it's easy, take it twice. White boy Josh out.